I want you to do something for me. Think of the people in your lives. Now, I'm assuming that many of you thought of your parents, your siblings, your cousins, your grandparents, your teammates, your coaches, your classmates, your teachers, your coworkers, and your friends. These people mean a lot in our lives, but do you just think that they care about you and you care about them? Or do you go and you tell them that you care about them? That's what I want to talk about today. I want to call attention to the brevity and uncertainty of our lives. So today I'm going to talk about the necessities of relationships in our lives, why it's important to me personally, and easy ways you can connect with people in your lives. Let's move on to why relationships are so good for us. People are everywhere in our lives. You see them every day, you interact with them, and they can give you good benefits, or you benefit each other in every way. According to Health Magazine, or Alternative Magazine, it's a magazine that talks about people's health. You have a 30% increased risk of heart attacks, strokes, and death if you have poor quality of relationships and poor quantity of relationships. Loneliness also plays a factor in that. If you're lonely, I guess, your brain activity decreases and your risk of heart disease, inflammation, and viral infection increase. But good social relationships will pretty much counteract everything that I just said, every bad thing that I just said. William Darity Jr., who's a professor at Duke, says that getting into a friend group and having a good relationship with everyone in there will increase your self-esteem and decrease your chance of depression. So what I'm trying to get at is, just by having good relationships with people and having friends, you'll increase your quality of life now and in the future. So now I'm going to talk about why this is important to me. My Uncle Grant was a really smart guy, and I had a pretty decent relationship with him. I wasn't the closest compared to like grandparents or something, but we still had a good relationship. We'd talk at family events, we'd see each other at the lake, because they'd always invite us to their lake. Some of the stuff we'd talk about, unironically, he also played Clash of Clans, so that was one thing that I valued that we talked about. Another thing was that last year, in the first semester of junior year, he was helping me out with college stuff, and I haven't even thought of college yet. So that meant a lot to me. And a little thing, the picture I have up is from when we were in Hawaii, when I was in 1st or 2nd grade, and he actually saved me from drowning in a whirlpool. So without him, there's a good chance I wouldn't be here right now, because I'd be dead. But thankfully, he was there to save me. So last year, about in October, he got diagnosed with esophageal cancer. Now I thought, like, bad stuff isn't gonna happen to my family. I think he's gonna get through this, he's gonna be just fine, and nothing will happen to him. Unfortunately, I ended up being wrong, and the cancer spread throughout the year, and in January of this year, he passed away from it. And it didn't really hit me that he was gone until we were actually lowering him into the grave this summer. And that's when it hit me, that I never truly told him that I cared for him, and that kind of haunts me. Unfortunately, I didn't act on that haunting, and I just kept living my life. Which is when it hit me again with my grandpa Bruce. A few weeks ago, me and him were at an NDSU game, which is where this picture was from. Now me and him have a close relationship. We work together, family events and stuff. We play cards. He'll always call me to help him come work, which sometimes isn't the most fun thing, but nonetheless, I still love it. But this time, it was just a normal day after school, post-soccer season, and I get a call from him, like, well, here it is, I'm gonna be summoned to work again. So I start getting ready to go upstairs and answer him, and I could tell something was wrong. He sounded weak and that he was in pain. And he said, Jake, I fell off the roof. I need you to come help me. And he fell off from the 2nd story from his house. So I had rushed over there as fast as I could to help him. And they have rocks around their house for landscaping, and he landed partially in that and partially on the ground. But he was about 2 feet away from some big rocks that if he would have landed on, it would have killed him. So that night, or after I rushed over there and helped him, I helped him get in the house, get his shoes off, and get his coat off and bring him into the house. And he's like, oh, I'll be fine. I'll just sit down. I don't need to go to the ER or anything. And I was like, I think you do, Grandpa. I think you should probably go to the ER. And my grandma agreed. So he's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go to the ER. So I said I'd bring him. So I ran over to my house again, grabbed my car and my shoes and my wallet so I could go into town. And I went back to pick him up. But that's when my dad showed up too. Because of course, my dad was the first person that my grandpa called. And granted, my grandpa's 70. So this is something that you should not be doing by yourself, one. And two, he's too old to be doing this by himself or just without help. So I helped him get up, and my dad got over, and I explained to him what I did. He already knew what happened because my grandpa called him. And he was mad because my grandpa's on blood thinners, which is why the risk of him falling was so much more, because that could have caused internal bleeding, which also could have led to him dying. So my dad brought him in, and I went over to the house, and I could not do my homework. I was so scared, I thought something would be wrong, and I was stressed the whole night. I just couldn't focus, couldn't pay attention, and I was texting my dad, results in yet? No. Okay, let me know when they are. And then he did. There was nothing wrong with my grandpa. No internal bleeding, no broken bones, no broken anything. He was perfectly fine, other than being sore. That's when later that night, he sent me a selfie, and he sent me a selfie and a little paragraph about how thankful he was that I was there to help him. And that meant a lot to me. And then it hit me again, that if he had died, I would have never let him know how much I really cared for him. And that's what haunts me. And it still haunts me now, because for some reason, I still haven't acted on that. It's just something's holding me back, and I don't know what it is. It's probably a little bit of awkwardness, because I'm a person that, in my family, we don't really say I love you that much to each other, because we all know that we care for each other. But that's just how it is. So now, let's move on to some easy and practical ways that you can connect with people. In real life, you can go out to movies, hang out with them, go to dinner. Online, lots of easy stuff, play games, TikToks, Instagram Reels, and even small gestures like hello or thank you makes a person's day better. Now, I hope that you guys all realized the importance, not just to me, but for everyone here, of how important people are and what it means, what small gestures can even do for you. So as Charles Handy says, the worst thing for a human spirit is to feel like you don't exist to anyone. So with that, I encourage you to go out and thank the people in your life. Thank you.